Welcome back to Kaulig Nation. This is not going to be a full podcast episode, but rather a little brief update, and you'll be getting more of these in the future to come, and hopefully an announcement soon on some things that'll be changing. But joining me as always, it's Ryan, and dude, we got a lot to talk about in a very short amount of time.
And I just took the mic monster right to start the show. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about, and put us to the test here to see if we can't get it all in a short period. But we definitely have an action-packed episode to talk about, and AJ is the man of the hour, I think, at Kaulig, and I think that's what we're here to talk about today.
I'm just gonna interrupt. Your audio is wicked low.
Interesting. How about that?
Click the microphone again, actually. I don't think you're coming through that, man. Go through your settings. Let me guess, it's to a laptop, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I bet you're coming through the onboard.
That's interesting. Like when I tap it, it's definitely lighting up. But let's see.
I figured, so here's me tapping.
Yep. Definitely not getting that. Output. Speaker HP. Test. Yeah, you're right. It's actually showing up as input, not output. Test. Is that any different?
You're still really quiet. I got my stuff pretty high.
Oh, here we go. Let's try that.
And I got you boosted about as high as I can get you in StreamYards too.
All right, test.
Yeah, I can hear you. You're not as clear as you normally are. Sorry, I shouldn't say clear because the quality's fine. You're just low.
Test one more time.
Yeah, I got you. You're still lower than normal. It's the same as what you.
So strange. Sound control panel.
Did you actually change it through StreamYards?
Through Stream. I mean, I'm just doing it through my computer settings.
Yeah, no. Go into StreamYards. Don't do it through your computer.
I mean, it's definitely picking up my default micro to this. Is this any different? Test.
It's hard to tell. What's it say on StreamYards that it's going your output?
So default microphone, USB condenser microphone, which is what my speaker is.
Maybe your microphone's just further from your face than normal. I don't know. Really quiet.
I mean, I'm practically eating the damn thing. Let's see. Let me try something.
So you just leaned in, and it got much better.
Okay, how about now? Is this any better?
It's better than it was. I still don't know if it's where you normally are. But...
I mean, I literally have my mouth right to it.
I believe it. Like when I'm talking to the microphone, my mouth is very, very close, as you can see.
Okay, tell you what, let me try something real quick. Oh, there we go. I was muted. How about now?
I mean, I can hear you.
All right. I guess that's better than nothing. I mean, I have it it's connected directly to it, and I'm basically leaning right into it. So, and it is the default audio device.
Oh, wait, you have it set up as the default audio device, not specifically chosen as that mic?
I literally just set it as the default device. So before I was just selecting it. Like I'm just kind of going back and forth. Like this is just the microphone. Oh, how about this? How about this? Is that any better?
You'd have to talk for like 20 seconds for me to have an idea.
Okay, let's try this. I turned off the echo cancellation. For some reason that was checked. I have no idea if that was hindering the audio output or not.
I wish there was a way I could like record a brief clip and send it to you, but definitely don't have time for that. You're well, like, just listening to it now, it's like, no, that's not close to where you normally are.
I mean, I can lean in like this. Does that change the game at all?
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, I could also just unplug the damn thing and just go with the standard output too, and just say fuck the microphone for tonight.
You want to give that a try? So maybe, I mean, I don't know what kind of mic it is, but mics go all the time, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively new, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. In the move, it got damaged or something. All right, let's go with this. Okay, do that.
If you're talking, I think you muted yourself.
Yeah, I think it muted itself. I think automatically. So this is just straight to the computer. Any different?
No, you still sound quiet. Are you just talking quieter than you normally do?
No, this is my standard
That's
voice.
so messed. Like you sound. Oh boy, Jensen's getting in trouble. I can hear him. The best way I can put it is you sound far away.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously I'm in a different room now, but like we did the show last week and I was using the microphone in the same spot. So
I would definitely say go back to the microphone. The microphone was better.
Okay. I'll do that.
But I would try to move. Like I'm assuming it has some flexibility to it. Try to move the popper out of the way for a second.
Yeah, let me try that. Communication.
Can the mic lift any?
Lift? Yeah, I can go up.
Yeah, try it. Try it right around there.
Okay. Test. Testing the audio.
Sounds awful. Fuck. I wish someone else was here. I can hear myself fine, so I know it's not my headphones, and I can hear like.
You sound great. Yeah.
Like, I'm just telling you, if we put something out like this, it's gonna sound awful. And I'm just. Let me see what it says for mine.
Tell you what, let's try.
So I go into settings and it gives me like general camera, audio, virtual background, all that stuff. And I go to audio. What does yours show?
For audio, I have a microphone communication USB condenser.
What? Is there a gain dial on that microphone?
I don't think so. This is this is $100 microphone.
Okay. How you're talking right now?
Yeah.
Turn the microphone that way.
Okay. Is that any better?
No, you were just talking and you sounded normal for a second. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Just
That's
looking at it from the side. Okay, I can hold on to it like. Oh, you know what? Derp. Okay, I see. I see what's happening. All right, let's do that. Maybe it is just a front-facing. I didn't think it would be, but
Oh, I'm having a hard time seeing. Is that one of those microphones that looks like the old school microphone that Elvis used to sing into?
it does. Yes.
Yes. Then you need to speak to it from the side. That's literally the first type of microphone I had when doing the Star Wars podcast with Johnny and Mondo all the way back in 2015. I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on because I was talking directly into it, and then one day I just accidentally turned it a bit, and it fixed everything.
Yeah. So I think this sounds better. Yeah.
100%.
Okay, we solved the issue then. That's what it was.
Jeez.
Fuck me
Doing
sideways.
short episode though. All right, let's get into this.
Okay.
Welcome back to Kaulig Nation. It's not one of our full podcast episodes, but a quick little pit stop, if you will. Maybe that's what we'll call them. Maybe we'll call them pit stops. But we're here today to talk about some things that have come out recently. And we're actually going to take a second, or 5 minutes actually, and react to a very important Chris Rice interview with the media that happened this past weekend that some of you might not know about. It hasn't gotten much attention, and we'll talk about that too, but it probably should be if you're interested in this team and what's coming. Joining me as always is Ryan. What's going on, man?
Hey, Sean. Yeah, it's going pretty good, and I really love that pit stop. That is a perfect way to describe these short little mini-sodes we kind of have planned going forward. So I like that, and yeah, I mean, after all of the rumors and everything that was going on social media over the weekend, Chris Rice kind of put his foot down on Sunday and said, listen, we've got a plan. We know what we're doing. We know where we're going with our driver lineup, and we are set to announce in August. So he really squashed a lot of rumors, and I'm very happy that we put a lot of the kind of crazy hypotheses to bed.
Well, let's hear from the man himself, because one thing that I hate that happens on social media is someone will do an interview and someone will take 10 seconds out of that 5-minute interview and think that they have it without listening to the full context of the interview. So we're going to take a moment here and we're going to react to the Chris Rice interview from this past weekend.
That you have to have, but we love Justin. Justin's done a really good job for us, won a lot of races for us, and we're going to miss him for sure, but he's still a part of the Kaulig family. We look at Ross Chastain the same way. We feel like he's still a part of the family. So happy for Justin to continue his tenure in Cup racing, and you never know, down the road he might be back with us.
It sounds like, he was trying to say that, maybe sponsorship could have been found, like the door wasn't completely closed, but he felt like maybe he had to go this direction to make sure he had something. Is that fair?
That is 100% fair. So we've had Lee Field to gutter protection for so long, and they've done a lot of races, and and been big supporter of Justin Haley's, and still are. So yeah, the door wasn't closed. It wasn't like, hey, anybody got fired.
So let's stop there. Maybe we'll stop it in parts. Maybe that's the best way to do this. To me, when I hear that, it's, at least in terms of being the sponsor, Leaf Filter is out.
Yeah, Leaf Filter. I mean, I would venture to guess that we'll see Leaf Filter on the car next year, handful of times, 5 or 6 at most. But it's clear to me that Kaulig Racing has decided to make a business decision and find funding for the 31 car outside of the in-house funding, because Leaf Filter is owned by Matt Kaulig. So I think they've made it pretty clear that they needed outside monies to continue operating, and Justin Haley, in the time that they had, they were unable to find that needed money to continue forward with Justin. So it's a shame, but I think it's the best business decision for both parties, truthfully.
Yeah, it's look, we talked about this at length when they were pursuing Kyle Busch. I thought that one of the things that stood out to me was the idea that they just put him in the leaf filter car. And it's like, okay, yeah, you can do that, and you can get away with self-sponsoring because that part of your company already has a marketing budget. But at the end of the day, it's still not as powerful as bringing in something from out of house, outside of your program, outside of your business structure that you've created, to bring in, you know, $15-20 million a season in sponsorship through either various sponsors or one big one. And that wasn't happening. Like when you look at the sponsors that have been on the 16 compared to the 31, it's not close. It's not even remotely close. And actually, I have a little AJ Allmendinger graphic that I'm working on for another little video that gives you a rundown of what his sponsors have looked like this year and who has bought what. So be on the lookout for that. Let's continue on though here and see what else Chris has to say.
Fired or anything like that. It was just, we both had to make a tough decision. Hey, we got to move a different direction and looking at things for partners and different avenues. So yeah, I think him making his move was because of us telling him that. Yeah.
So did he have to have sponsorship a certain level and couldn't meet that? That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
We need partners, I think, is the easiest way to say that. Yeah, we're a business just like everybody else, Claire. So yeah, we need partners, and to have partners is very key to us. And I think now as the sport evolves, you know, I think having partners is getting more and more valuable. So we needed partners. We needed partners that wanted to come with Kaulig Racing, come with Justin Haley or whatever. But yes, that's a fair assessment.
And that is hard, isn't it, in this sport? I mean, can you talk or address that?
Yeah, it's super hard. You know, Matt Kaulig is an amazing owner and an amazing guy. And I told him when he gets here today, I said, you know, be ready. So, but and he is very supportive of NASCAR and of the sport. But it comes a time that, you know, we love partners that are outside the realm of what we can grasp. And that's what we're looking at. And I think what you'll see coming here in a short period of time is probably going to surprise a lot of people. So, you know, having partners that have come to us over the last couple of months has been amazing and fun. And I give a lot of credit to Justin Haley, AJ Allmendinger, Chandler Smith, Daniel Hemrick, all the guys that race so hard. So, yes, we do have to have partners.
You said, can I do one quick follow-up? Yeah, because I want to clarify. You said that there would be something that would surprise us coming up. Justin said there's something coming up that will surprise us. Is it on behalf of him, or is it on behalf of you that there's some kind of big sponsor surprise? Is it Kaulig Racing, or is it Justin?
I don't know what Justin's talking about, so I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know what Justin's talking about. And for us, it's a big deal.
Obviously, you guys have the experience.
So I don't believe in overhyping things. I think it's a recipe for disaster. Just like I think keeping expectations in check when your favorite drivers go to certain tracks, I think is important so you don't feel as let down if the result doesn't come. To me, there's no like gray area there. That is, we have new partners that have signed on the line for a lot of money, and it's going to surprise some of the media. And the only thing I can think of is, like, to me, that doesn't necessarily, I'm not saying it's not Austin Hill, man, but this sounds bigger than that to me.
Yeah, and again, I think the one thing we just have to talk about expectations is, I love Chris Rice. We love Chris Rice. He's the engine that makes Kaulig Racing tick. He's the one that brings that atmosphere. So Chris Rice is the guy, but Chris Rice likes to hype things up as well. So I'm kind of curious to see where the team goes with this announcement in the near future. I'm certainly excited about it. He's hyping it up as something exciting, but I'm curious to see what it is. I'm not 100% sure it's anything out of this world, but I think the part I took from that is, you know, there is a chance that they could have kept Haley on board, but there was a finite amount of time they had to find sponsors. It sounds like they didn't have that time, and the sponsor that they did find likely had a driver attached to it. So what that means and who that is to be determined, but I just feel like they found a partner that was willing to provide the necessary funding to help Kaulig take the next steps, and that partner is going to be associated with the new driver.
I didn't take it that way. I think that this could also mean more partners for the 16. I think people are not giving AJ his due, except there was one article, I forget who did it. It was like almost a year ago now, that literally had a list of sponsors that AJ had attracted to the company, and I think that could be this as well. I think as we're about to hear in this clip here, as we get ready to wrap things up, the Kaulig Racing is very much AJ's team. For a long time, Hendrick Motorsports was Jeff Gordon's team and became Jimmy Johnson's team. And for Kaulig Racing, Chris Rice makes no bones about it. It becomes AJ's team. But before we get to that, man, to me, he outright says partners. We've had multiple partners come to us over the last couple of months, and so I'll give you guys a little preview on a video that we're working on. That is, so Nutrient Egg up to this point in the season has been on the Nutrient Egg / Farm Smart, same thing, has been on the car 8 times. Action Industries has been on the car 8 times, and the rest are one-offs. I haven't got to the Justin Haley one yet. I will. But I think they need more deals like the Nutrient Egg deal, not just for the other car, but for the 16 as well, to be able to keep things moving. I do think they've landed some sort of big sponsor, maybe multiple big sponsors. But to me, what he says in this video is not just Austin Hill, but I could be wrong.
Well, so I look at it and kind of what you said about the multiple sponsors, and I think in today's world of NASCAR, that's where we are. There are only so many allies out there that sponsor an entire season. I think it's to be expected that to cover a car for a season, you're probably looking at 3 or 4 major sponsors, hopefully each covering around 8 races or so. But you brought up an interesting point. Perhaps whoever these new partners are going to associate with both cars. And we've seen that. We've seen that with other teams, Fastenal with Roush, Fenway, Keselowski. Hell, we've seen it with Campers Inn recently being on both the 31 and the 16. So I definitely think there's opportunities where whoever these new partners are will most likely be shared across both cars. But whoever is tapped for that 31 car will likely have primary funding from the unnamed sponsor at this point.
We will have to wait and see with great interest. Let's listen to the rest of this interview here.
You have people in the pipeline, but how do you go about the 31 cars?
Well, we've been talking about 31 for 2.5 months, to be honest with you. We knew this was a contract year for Justin Haley. We had 2 years with Justin in the Cup Series and a total of 5, which is a long time in NASCAR. So we knew it was coming. So I would say we probably started talking back in January to people reaching out to us and what we're going to do and stuff like that. So you look at what partners will work with us, what drivers work with us, because we are a little different than everybody else. So what we do is we try to mix the guys that will work with us and we can go win trophies.
So I believe you told Friend Stretch yesterday that you'd make an announcement around August, correct?
That's our plan. Our plan is to be all set with our Cup stuff by August 15th. I don't know. That it'll be up to the partners and the guys that's driving it when they want to do it. But our goal is to be done with that because, truthfully, we have 3 cars in Xfinity that's got to be done too. Chandler's got a 3-year deal with us, which is good. So that is the hard part, getting this stuff done and getting it announced.
So does that open the door to keeping AJ in Cup for another year? Like how does that change maybe how you view the 16 now in Cup?
Oh, well, AJ's here until he's ready to retire.
He said it's on you.
Yeah, so. It's on us. It's on us. And I look at AJ a little different than I do other race car drivers because AJ is he's been the bread and butter for Kaulig Racing. He's won a lot of trophies, hung a lot of banners. So I look at it a little different because it's up to him, really. He looks at us and tells us. I can tell when he's wore out or when he's spun out about racing in the Cup side or whatever. So, yeah, it's definitely on us.
So you'd expect him to be back then next year?
I think it's going to be on us. Let's put it that way.
Speaking of AJ, does it feel weird not seeing that so-called father-son relationship anymore?
No, because I think AJ knows how to take the next partner or next driver.
How do you feel? How much of a benefit is it for Kaulig Racing to know that at least where you stand right now, things are in place to have your 2024 plans set by August?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, we've done it as late as January. I think Ryan Truex came in as late as January, which was that was stressful.
So let me reiterate what Ryan said last week. AJ Allmendinger will be the driver of the 19. Yeah, that'd be a story. The number 16 Kaulig Racing Cup Series entry next year. Like Chris Rice could not spell it out any clearer than he did right there.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack in that minute and a half clip there, but I think the key words were AJ knows how to handle new partners and new drivers, new teammates. I mean, that's the cat out of the bag. If the first part of his statement didn't give it away, that certainly did. Obviously, AJ will be getting a new teammate, so I think that clears the room completely that AJ's coming back. And we know Kaulig and their social media team, AJ, when he's interviewed at the track, they like to play these games. The media asks the same questions over and over. Are you having fun? Are you going to be part of the team? At this point, I think we can clearly say that's the case. They're just kind of going to say what they're going to say. They're going to have their fun. But this is AJ's team. AJ is the guy that helped elevate Kaulig Racing to the level that they're at. He is the guy that has made them competitive, and he is the guy that's going to continue to push the team forward. Even I could even see this even past his driving days. He's going to be a big part of the Kaulig future. So that cat can be shoved back in the bag. AJ Allmendinger will continue to be driving the 16 car for at least the next couple seasons, would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, dude's young. I said last year I could see him doing this for another 4 or 5 years, maybe even 6. Maybe not just all at the cup level. We'll see. But he's not a dude who's out of shape. His family is just getting started. Why not secure their future a little bit more? And he seems very invested in the team, and the team's obviously invested in him, and they should be. There's always speculation online. He's not happy, and he's not going to be there, and when's he going to retire? And it's like, I think he likes winning, and the Xfinity races give him a chance to do that. We'll have a video a little later this week talking about that Xfinity race and that decision to race Road America this weekend. Yeah, man, exciting times at Kaulig Racing. I guess we'll know in less than a month's time what's going on. My guess is it'll leak a lot earlier than that. Big thanks to Ryan for joining me on this one, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, / that notification bell to keep up with all of our latest videos, and we will see you in the next video. Put a smile on that face.